To my dearest Vicki, I can't believe the day has come to marry the love of my life and my best friend. 2 years we've been planning this special day, and in only a few hours from you reading this, you'll be walking down the aisle and I get to say I do. Vicki, I love you more than you'll ever know, and cannot wait for you to become Mrs. Bryson.
Fine, get it out now. Yeah. Get them all out. That's so real now. Girl, get in. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, that's so nice. That's so nice.
Jonathan. Who brings Vicki to be married to Jonathan?
I do.
Like to give your daughter a kiss, Dad? And shake this young man's hand. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to take your seats. Marriage in this country means the union of two people, voluntarily entered into for life, to the exclusion of all others. The purpose of marriage is that you may always care for and support each other through every aspect of your lives. It's a decision made by two people to share love, to share friendship, and to show each other mutual respect.
A soulmate is someone who has locks that fit our keys and keys to fit our locks. When we feel safe enough to open the locks, our truest selves can step out and we can be completely and honestly who we are. We can be loved for who we are and not for who we're pretending to be. Each unveils the best part of the other. No matter what else goes wrong around us, with that one person, we're safe in our own paradise. Our soulmate is someone who shares our deepest longings, our sense of direction. When we're two balloons and together our direction is up, the chances are we've found the right person. Our soulmate is the one who makes life come to life.
I do solemnly declare
That I know not
I know not
of any lawful impediment
any lawful impediment
why I, Jonathan David Bryson,
where I, Jonathan David Bryson,
may not be joined in matrimony
may not be joined in matrimony
to Victoria Marie Andre de Angelis.
to Victoria Marie Andre de Angelis.
Thank you. And Vicki, if you're free lawfully, just repeat after me. I do solemnly declare
I do solemnly declare
that I know not
that I know not
of any lawful impediment
of any lawful impediment
why I, Victoria Marie Andre de Angelis,
why I, Victoria Marie Andre de Angelis,
may not be joined in matrimony
may not be joined in matrimony
to Jonathan David Bryson.
to Jonathan David Bryson.
I call upon
These persons here present
these persons here present
to witness that I,
to witness that I,
Jonathan David Bryson,
Jonathan David Bryson,
do take thee,
Victoria
Marie Andre de Angelis,
take Victoria Marie Andre de Angelis
to be my lawful wedded wife.
to be my lawful wedded wife.
And Vicki, if you'd like to say to Jonathan, I call upon
I call upon
these persons here present
these persons here present
to witness that I,
to witness that I,
Victoria Marie Andre de Angelis,
Victoria Marie Andre de Angelis,
do take thee,
do take thee,
Jonathan David Bryson,
Jonathan David Bryson,
to be my lawful wedded husband.
to be my lawful wedded husband.
And Jonathan and Vicki have chosen to make some special promises to each other today. So Jonathan, if you say to Vicki, Vicki, as I take you to be my wife,
Vicki, as I take you to be my wife,
I promise to love you,
I promise to love you,
to honour you, and to respect you.
and to respect you.
I will stand by you
I will stand by you
and be true to you always.
and be true to you always.
I will care for you,
I'll care for you,
laugh with you when you are happy,
love when you are happy,
and comfort you when you are sad.
and comfort you when you are sad.
Whatever life may bring,
Whatever life may bring,
I will always love you.
I will always love you.
And Vicki, if you say to Jonathan, Jonathan, as I take you to be my husband,
Jonathan, as I take you to be my husband,
I promise to love you,
I promise to love you,
to honour you,
to honour you,
and to respect you.
and to respect you.
I will stand by you
I will stand by you
and be true to you always.
and be true to you always.
I will care for you,
I will care for you,
laugh with you when you are happy,
laugh with you when you are happy,
and comfort you when you're sad.
and comfort you when you are sad.
Whatever life may bring,
Whatever life may bring,
I will always love you.
I will always love you.
Union by Robert Fulgham. You have known each other from the first glance of acquaintance to this point of commitment. At some point, you decided to marry. And from that moment of yes to this moment of yes, indeed, you have been making commitments in an informal way. All of those conversations that were held in a car or over a meal or during long walks, all those conversations that began with when we're married and continued with I will and you will and we will. All those late night talks that included someday and somehow and maybe. And all those promises that are unspoken matters of the heart. All these common things and more are the real process of a wedding. The symbolic vows that you are about to make are a way of saying to one another, you know all those things that we've promised and hoped and dreamed. Well, I meant it, every word. Look at one another and remember this moment in time. Before this moment, you've been many things to one another. Acquaintance, friend, companion, lover, dancing partner, even teacher. For you have learned much from one another these past few years. Shortly you shall say a few words that will take you across the threshold of life, and things between you will never quite be the same.
Vicki, I give you this ring
as a token of our marriage
as a token of our marriage
and as a lasting reminder
and as a lasting reminder
of the promises we've made here today.
of the promises we made here today.
Slide that ring out. Well done. Vicki, if you'd like to take the ring, Matthew's got it in the box. Thank you, Matthew. That's fine. You can take your seat. That's right. Just place the ring on Jonathan's finger and say to him, Jonathan, I give you this ring
Jonathan, I give you this ring
as a token of our marriage
as a token of our marriage
and as a lasting reminder
and as a lasting reminder
of the promises we have made here today.
of the promises we have made here today.
That ring
Force that on. There we are.
went on really easily. Well, Jonathan, Vicki, keep holding hands because you have both made the declarations required by law, and you have made a solemn and binding contract with each other in the presence of your witnesses and your guests here today. This is the first day of your new life together, and all of us here hope the years ahead of you are filled with love and with happiness. It is my privilege and very great pleasure, therefore, to declare that you are now husband and wife. Congratulations. You got that way round because you were left-handed and your sword arm has to be free to defend your bride from anybody who tries to steal you. That's why you're that way around. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the presentation of the marriage certificate marks the end of the civil ceremony. It's the end of our official duties here today. So Marika and I would like to wish Jonathan and Vicki every happiness in their future married life together. We hope you all have a wonderful day of celebration here at Blake Hall, who I know will look after you very well. So my very last duty then is to ask you all please to stand and to give a very warm welcome to the very new Mr. and Mrs. Bryson.
so pleased to see you all here today to join me and Frankie, Jim and Jane in celebrating the marriage of our lovely daughter Vicki to our new son-in-law, Jonathan. John, Frankie and I are delighted to welcome you, together with your mum and dad, and your brother James to our family, bringing together the DeAngelis and the Bryson clans. Now, a wedding day is so special for the bride and groom, but also for family and friends to share in their happiness. On a personal note for me, and for Frankie, and for Vicki, it would have been wonderful to have Vicki's grandmothers, Mammy and Nonna, here today. Unfortunately, through the frailty of their years, they're unable to attend. And likewise, Vicki's granddads, Papi Jean and Nonno, both of whom have sadly passed away. But I know that wherever they may be, they will be so proud of their beautiful granddaughter on this special day. When I saw you for the first time a little earlier, you completely took my breath away. And walking down the aisle with you was one of the proudest moments of my life, tinged with a little sadness as I gave you away. But that sadness was made a little easier because I was giving you away to someone who I know loves you, adores you, cherishes you, will look after you and care for you and make you happy, make you smile, make you laugh for the rest of your lives. John, it's not over yet, mate. John? Johnny. John, I know that you've struck gold by meeting Vicki. And let me tell you that I know that Vicki feels that she's struck gold by meeting you. The way you make her laugh and the way she talks about you, even when you're not around, I can see that the two of you love each other so much. You're made for each other. For my part, I knew from the day that John took the trouble to call me, to meet with me, and so very politely, in a pub I might add, which is good, asked me for permission to marry Vicki. That he was one of the good ones. He's one of the good ones, and he's someone that I'm now very proud to call my son-in-law. Of course, I saw many sides of John. When he was born, I was overjoyed, just as any other dad would have been. And as she grew up, it was clear that there was a special bond between us. A bond that I wish for the father of any daughter. As the years went by, that connection between us continued. And when I've experienced challenges in my own life, she's always been there to support me, encourage me. And Vicki's just great at helping me through these kinds of situations. And Vicki's just like that, brightening up the lives of everyone around her, with her smile, with her laughter, her intuition, and her positive words of encouragement. And I'm sure that, Johnny, you're going to really benefit from that as well from now on. As I said before, when Vicki was a little, Vicki met John, who she calls the love of her life. Now, Vicki's always been happy, always cheerful, always great fun. However, as I said a little earlier, that happiness has been brought to a whole new level with John, and I feel sure that this will continue for the rest of their lives. With that in mind, here are a few words of wisdom I'd like to pass on to you both, the knowledge of which can only come with age. That's me. This wonderful life has a habit of lifting us up one moment with periods of joy and happiness, and then appears to take it all away with periods of darkness and despair, appears to, before the joy and happiness returns to us once more. Like day follows night, like night follows day, like spring and summer come immediately after winter, before winter briefly returns once more. It's the natural way of things. But when we have someone by our side whom we love and who loves us, it makes those darker moments a little easier to bear and overcome. Vicki and John, I feel sure that the love you two have for each other will give you both beautiful, bright summer times throughout your lives and see you through those wintry, difficult times as well. Finally, Vicki, Mum and Dad would like to thank you for the wonderful memories that you've given us down the years. And we look forward to the similarly beautiful memories that you and John will bring to us and to Jim and Jane in the years to come. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding and raise your glasses in a toast to the bride and groom, Vicki and John.
Lee, thank you for welcoming me into your family. I've never felt more welcome. From the first time I met you, you made me feel part of the family, and I thank you. Secondly, for doing such an amazing job in raising Vicki. She really is a keeper and has inherited a kind nature, a caring attitude, and loving traits from you both. You should be very proud. You're not losing a daughter today, but you're gaining a son. Your help and support throughout all of this has been incredible, so thank you. Thank you for all the love and support, for the good times and the bad, and you're helping us with the wedding. You've always been there for us, and I can't thank you enough. Jesus.
You got this.
I'm all right. You've always taught me right from wrong and always given me advice when I've asked for it or even when I haven't. Without you in my life... Oh, hello. Without you in my life... Is that working?
No, it's not working. Mike's gone.
Hello?
Hello?
DJ!
Mike's not working.
You'll have to start again, Johnny.
I was getting to the emotional bit.
It's just a good pause, isn't it, for greater effect? You turned it off.
Oh. Hello. Let me start again then. You've always been there for us and I can't thank you enough. You've always taught me from right from wrong and always given me advice when you've asked for it or even when I haven't. Without you in my life, I really wouldn't have turned into the man I am today. You really are the best parents in the world and I'm so happy to be able to call you my best friends too. I hope you are as proud as I am proud of you. So I thank you. Vicki, thank you for agreeing to marry me. I have so much to thank you for. I love you with all my heart and you truly are my world. And of course not forgetting my partner in crime. Now it's not often you get to marry your best friend. Well today, that's exactly what I'm doing. Not only that, I truly believe you are my soulmate. I'd like to take this opportunity, first of all, to say you look absolutely stunning today. You took my breath away today and I'm just so proud to be your husband. And secondly, to thank Vicki for all of her hard work and time she's put into making today a success. And she has made it a success. Yeah. A little bit helping me with that. I'm sure everyone will agree you look absolutely amazing today, but then you look amazing to me every day. Vicki and I have known each other for 7 years as we met through work at Storm Technologies. Some say I've always had a soft spot for her. I say it took her a while to realise what a catch I am. It all started with a drunken kiss or two until I plucked up the courage to ask her out on a date. On our first date, I decided to cook for her. Steak and chips and a couple of bottles of wine later, safe to say, she knew I was a keeper. I can honestly say I've never been so happy before. We've created so many happy memories together and I can't wait to see what the future holds for us. Vicki, I love you so much and I'm looking forward to spending the rest of our lives together. What is wrong with it? What's fucking wrong with it? You are beautiful, smart, kind, caring and thoughtful, to name a few, and I'm so lucky to be able to call you my wife. Ladies and gentlemen, can I please ask you all to raise a toast to my wife, to Vicki?
for me, I can never forget the time when John's 17-year-old, I'm also a 17-year-old, and I'm going to watch Snoopy the musical. So John is essentially a dog in a pantomime, 17 years old. Can you imagine this guy in a pantomime? Can you imagine that? This guy, he did it.
I've got a nose for it, ain't I?
Yeah, exactly. Picture this, a young man walking down Players to Last America Strip, parading off his new medieval tattoo, which allegedly spelled his name out. Although I'm still not convinced. Are there any medieval translators in the house? Anyone here that could...
Chinese, it's Chinese.
Oh, is it Chinese? Sorry, that was a typo. Anyway, the point is, this guy was parading up and down the street with a tattoo. And this particular guy had heard from his parents before he left for Tenerife that if he got a tattoo, he would be disowned from the family. Little did this chap know that not only were his parents in Tenerife, they were also watching all of his antics from a restaurant on the strip. This young man was our Jonathan. I would have loved to have known what Ginny Bryson was saying at that particular moment. I bet he was going, Kevin, losing his mind. Anyway, in all seriousness, Vicki, with John, you get a kind, caring, amazing chap that's got a heart of gold. Since John's met you, he's been absolutely smitten, and I honestly have never met a couple that complement each other so much. It's lovely to see. And I'm ad-libbing now, but on the aisle today, it was very emotional, and I really felt that, and it was very special. So it's an absolute pleasure to be part of it. When preparing for this speech, I also discovered that it was my duty as best man to give some words of advice for marriage. However, given that I'm a 31-year-old single guy that's never been married, it's not my area of expertise. So obviously I took to Google, as you do. And when doing this, I come across a couple of quotes that resonated with me. Firstly, John, yes. Marriage is a relationship in which one person is always right. The other person is the husband. No, guys, on a serious note, I'll give you two ones that actually really, I think you should take on board. Make laughter the soundtrack of your marriage. Secondly, never let the sun set on an argument. So guys, everybody in the house, I know your arms are probably hurt now from all these toasts, but for one last time, if you can still stand up and raise a glass to John and Vicki, the newlyweds.
Everything. Remember the lights, remember the lights. Come on, it's the time now. You're a falling star, you're the getaway car, you're the light in the sand. When I go too far, you're the swimming pool, I'm not a mistake, and you're the perfect thing to say. And you play it cold, but it's kinda cute. Oh, when you smile at me, you know exactly what you do. Baby, don't pretend, but you don't know it's true. 'Cause you can see it when I look at you.